That is so heavy. It's madness. I think that's like 30 kgs. This project does end in a bit of a disaster, but join me as I go through how I created this monstrous pottery wheel. It all started very recently when I had my first pottery lesson. It just felt so natural sculpting the clay in my hand. I also had an amazing teacher. She taught me some really useful techniques, and in the end I made 3 pieces. I think they turned out pretty good for a first timer. Okay, now about this project. I didn't want to spend heaps of money buying all of the equipment because it's really expensive, so I ended up trying to use stuff that I had lying around the house, so like bits of timber like this and concrete, and I wanted to use this old school method where you make a really heavy pottery wheel, and it's basically a spinning top that spins around and you sculpt on top of that. So I started by making these wooden circles out of ply that I had lying around. I did little spin checks along the way to make sure that they could spin. The plan is to make a mold that I could pour concrete into. I had some of this foam lying around, which I used to make these strips, and these would form the sides of this big circular wooden disc. I just used duct tape to then tape the foam to the wooden boards. They did have to be quite dry, otherwise it doesn't stick. Okay, now I need to think about how I could get this thing waterproof, so I've decided to use the same method, just seal all of these edges here using duct tape. So these are some of the few things I've actually bought. Just one really big bolt, and I wanted to use some sort of metal at the middle point where the weight would all go. If I just use concrete, I think it would just wear away too quickly. So the next thing to do is to drill a hole in this and mount this where I want it to be. And then I'm ready to pour the concrete into here. The bolt is now fitted in the middle. Now let's see if it spins. Oh yeah, that's great, it's working. Here I'm just making the base. It's just a piece of wood with a screw in the middle of it that I can now set the wheel on. Yeah, it spins. Now I'm just mixing up the concrete, which will fill our wheel. Now that I've got the concrete poured and it's leveled off, I want to have a second wooden disc on top. This will be the smooth surface that I need to be able to sculpt clay on. Just like that, the project's pretty much done. Now we wait for at least 24 hours for the concrete to set and I'll come back. Alright, so this has been drying for about 24 hours now, and I've cut this, so I'm about to take that off. Okay, now it's been 2 days since I poured this concrete. I've now taken off the sides. The bit of wood with the nail is right in the middle of the wheel. So I'm about to try and spin it for the first time. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Okay, that was a fail. That's alright, I'll try again. Whoa. It spins, but not very fast. And it's very wobbly. Okay, again. Wow, it's working. That is kind of scary with how heavy it is. Is it gonna stabilize? Oh my god. It's working! It's working! Wow! It's stable. It's pretty stable. The concrete is crumbling away slightly, but it is definitely working. Look at that. Oh, my arm already hurts. There's one way to do it. I think it's speeding up. Oh, it's pretty fast now. Whoa! How's that nail holding up? working, but it's moving the whole table because it's so heavy. Look at that. That's crazy. It's on the nail. Honestly, it doesn't spin that long. Oh, you need a lot of muscle for this. And I don't have it. I mean, I want to spin it up and see how long it can spin for without any input. Stop. It was way harder than I thought it would be. It's been 20 seconds. It's already slowing down. 30 seconds. Slowing down, really slowing down now. Oh, losing its stability. 45 seconds. I think it's gonna fall over soon. 50, like you can't sculpt anything if it's doing that. So 55. And a minute. So it lasts about, oh, okay. It lasts about a minute. You can only use the first 40 seconds. Let me see. Oh, far out, that's heavy.
Yeah, it's really worn that screw down.
That is so heavy. It's madness. I think that's like 30 kgs. It's crumbling away, which is not good. Not good at all. I've got some bad news. So I lifted this thing off the floor and back onto the bench here. And unfortunately, I dropped it because it's so heavy. And I've actually cracked it, so I'll show you. Look at this. Massive crack. Yeah. I broke the whole thing in half. So unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this now. I obviously have to start again. I think the big mistake I made was I did have this thought cross my mind. So I should have included reinforcement in the concrete, but I thought maybe the boards would be enough to support the weight, but clearly not. I need some actual reinforcement in there to make it work. So I'll see if I redo this project or I come up with a completely new design that's easier to spin and keep spinning. So stay tuned. There will be a part 2 to this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.